That's what I'm going to do. So let's see.
So you're holding the canvas vertically?
It's hard right now. This is vertical, yeah. It doesn't matter which way you go. What I really want to do about here, up, going to be trees. So you're going to do a tree here. Tree here. And below here, you're going to have water. Probably I can put a duck or something in the water. Oh, that's kind of the way I'm going to do it. So below this, you're going to have your reflection. And some reflections here for the swan. So let me go ahead and put some colors out. Basic, a little green. There's a little brown.
Carlton, which green are you using for the water?
It will change as I go along. Right now, I just put a bit of the, this is phthalo green. It's called Salamocaine. I can't pronounce that thing. It's like a phthalo green, a dark green. This is burnt umber. Then I'm going to put a little emerald green in there as well. And then I'm going to put a little cadmium yellow. I'm going to put a little cerulean, or if you don't have cerulean, brilliant blue.
Is that just for the water or is that your entire palette?
That's mostly my palette.
Okay.
I like to have enough colors on the palette. That way, if someone, I think Billy had asked about impressionist style of painting, they use a lot of colors. And I kind of flow with impressionist style.
You show the palette?
Yes, my palette is very big. Can you see it?
No, higher.
No.
Closer to your face with the painting.
Can't
The
see.
painting.
You're showing the wrong camera.
See it there?
Move it closer to the easel.
Painting, yeah.
That better?
Yes. It is big.
Yeah, it's a big palette. And I need some white.
Did you have any red there?
Not yet. Okay,
Did you just put retarder in?
no, I didn't put any retarder in. I put a little gesso because I
Oh.
couldn't find my white at the time.
Oh,
So you can use gesso as well for white.
I didn't know that.
All right, so what I'm gonna do is to sketch it in with a brush.
Just the back one.
I got so many brushes, I don't know which one. So first thing I'm gonna do is to try to get the look of the sky in there first. So a little bit of cerulean blue, bit of white. I'm going over this area here. So you may actually, while doing this, you may lose the sketch of the tree. You can just redraw it.
If people can mute themselves, it keeps going to all the other people and off of Carlton.
Oh, let me put some alizarin crimson on the palette as well.
You can always pin Carlton on your own side, and this way you'll have it and no one will switch for you.
Oh,
Okay, thanks. Thank you.
But Carlton, can you say something now so I can find you again and then I'll pin you?
Okay. How about now?
Not seeing you.
Yeah. You're not seeing me?
Oh, there you are. Gotcha. Okay.
Okay, good. All right, so I like to mix a little bit of the magenta or alizarin crimson, with a little bit of white, tiny bit of yellow, and I make clouds. My clouds tend to be warm, so that's why I'm mixing those colors. So I want to have a few clouds there.
What did you?
How do you pin? Sorry.
How do you pin on an iPad?
No, and mine's on a laptop, but I don't know how to pin.
Yeah, I
Oh.
need to.
Give me time and I'll figure that out.
Okay.
I need it on a iPad.
What did you mix? Magenta, white?
Yeah, if you have Naples yellow, use that, or a little bit of the white with your cadmium yellow or your lemon yellow, and a little bit of alizarin crimson. Or if you don't have alizarin, you use magenta to give the sky a warm feeling. All right. Now the lower end of the sky, you're going to have a shadowy effect. So it makes a tiny bit of blue with a little alizarin and some white, and then bringing it down to the horizontal line. I use circular motion to get it all blended into this.
Are you using regular acrylics or heavy body?
Heavy body,
Because they seem to blend better.
they do, yeah. It's a little, it costs a little bit more money, but you get better results. All right. So now I gotta redraw the trees with the brush. That's some paper here. Well, no, we put it. All right, so I'm gonna use a little bit of brown. Tiny bit of the alizarin.
I do not think you can pin in on the iPad.
Okay, I didn't think so.
And I'm gonna replant my tree.
On the iPad, all you do to pin is tap the frame that you want to pin, and it'll give you a little prompt and say pin or unpin, and then
Oh.
you.
Thank you.
I didn't know that. I learned something new today.
Yeah.
I can't find Carlton that way though.
You lost me again?
Yeah, I hear you.
Excuse me, the person who was speaking iPad 2, can you please rename yourself?
Okay, I'm gonna start to put some foliage to the trees.
Thank you.
I use a bit of basic green. You can mix it in with a little bit of brown and blue. Green with brown and blue, because this is the underpainting part of it. You see how I hold the brush, and while I'm putting it onto the canvas, I'm swirling it with motion. All right, so in the background of this, I'm gonna have distant trees and trunks. So with that, I'm gonna use a tiny bit of blue, a little alizarin crimson. And I'm just gonna stroke them in place. These are some of the colors the Impressionists love to use. All right, I need to sharpen.
I lost Carlton again.
Lost me again?
Yeah, when I was renaming myself.
Oh,
I don't know. I have the gallery. Ray, are you there?
You know,
Uh,
are you on iPad?
Ray might be for the.
I'm here.
Oh, okay, never mind.
On an
Yeah.
iPad, you could swipe, like where you see the person talking. Swipe left, and you get the next set.
Yeah, I did that, but I still don't see Carlton.
You still don't see me?
Yeah, maybe if we're, I'll be quiet. Maybe if you start talking again, it'll pop up.
All right, I'll try to talk. All right, so here I'm trying to get some more foliage filled in place. And I still have to redraw that trunk a little better.
Let me tell you how to get, I just saw it. Let me tell you how to get to pin on the iPad what you want.
Uh-huh.
With your left thumb, click on where it says switch to view. So you want to switch to the gallery view so you see everybody. Now, in the gallery view, when you see everybody, click on Carlton one time. Let's see, one time, twice, double click. And a menu comes up that says mute, stop video chat, add pin, replace pin. And that's where you could pin them.
Got it.
Got that?
So you start with the gallery view so you can see everybody. You double tap the box of who you want to pin, and then you can pin them and you see them full.
Got it.
Okay, what do you do with the laptop?
A laptop, you move your cursor into the box of the person you want. And there are 3 dots called an ellipsis. You
Okay.
click on the ellipsis and in the window of the person you want to see.
Yeah.
And it'll come down and it'll say.
Oh, yes, yes. Thank you. Thank you. You taught me something. Thank you very much.
So yeah, I used to be a teacher.
You learn something every day.
All right, here now you see me using more yellow. This is to create the feeling of light on the foliage, right?
What kind of yellow is that?
It doesn't matter. You can use your cadmium yellow or lemon yellow. Lemon yellow tends to be a little lighter than the cadmium.
Uh-huh.
But depending on what you want to use it for, you can make that decision yourself. So here I'm using cadmium yellow, a little tiny bit of white. I'm putting on a little dab of brown with it because trees are not totally red and green. Sorry, yellow and green. They have a little browns in there too. The brown's part of the rusting process.
Nice.
Yeah, so now I go in here and put some more of that in there. And I use dab effects. Just little dabs.
Who else?
And the dab will create the feeling of leaves.
Somebody, you're okay with everything?
Somebody's on the phone.
Okay, good.
All right, now. So now I've done the top part. Now I'm gonna work on the bottom. This is gonna give you the feeling of water.
Mike's doing good. Wendy, you're all right? Yeah. I think so. Good, nice.
Can everybody mute themselves except Carlton, please? I don't want to hear your phone calls. It might get private.
No.
All right, so I'm gonna kind of imitate this.
What color is that?
To the trunk below,
Visual. Nice.
What is that?
that below.
Very pretty, that's very creative.
What color is that?
I like.
A little brown and a little alizarin.
Brown and alizarin? Is it-
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
girl, let's see yours.
you paint that effect down.
Let's see yours. Oh, yours, Carol S. Oh, nice,
That, hey,
nice.
And you're gonna paint the green for the leaves.
you get off the phone.
You gotta stop talking. I can't
Can
hear.
you mute everybody?
Yeah, just mute
I-
everybody.
I didn't really want to do that, but I guess I
I
gotta.
know, you have to. You have to.
Always. Geraldine, you're all right? Yeah. Good. Doris, you're okay?
Jesus.
What is there, another class going on?
I don't know.
It's my fault. Yes, I have to take attendance in another room, so I'm using my iPad, but I'm sorry I left my mute off.
Okay. All right, so I'm working on the lower end now, which represents the body of water. So you're almost repeating what you did. It's almost like a mirror effect, but it doesn't have to be an accurately drawn and painted mirror effect. So you're gonna do the same thing down here.
Oh, so you're doing whatever's on the top, you're doing. on the
Exactly,
bottom.
exactly. That will give you the feeling of water. So you use a little bit of blue, a little bit of green. And I'm gonna put a little bit of white with it and swish it across. Now, since this is a tree sitting close to the lake, you gotta give some earth there. So I'm gonna mix up a little brown with a little bit of blue. And put this here, separate it.
Carlton, are you using water with the paint?
Yes,
Okay.
Is
All
that,
right, so-
is that green water or?
no, these are reflections. Water is really not a color as such. Unless you have dirty water, of course. So I put a little bit of yellow for the light that is shown in the trees above. So this represents that. A little bit of yellow. Touch a little bit of the alizarin and a little bit of brown. Now, when water is active, it tends to give you like a wobbling effect, a meandering effect. If it is still water, it's just, the refractions will just be straight up and down. This water is kind of active, so I give it a meandering effect.
So it's like the light shimmering off the water and
Exactly.
reflecting the trees?
Exactly right.
Yeah.
And the background shades, which is a little bit of alizarin, a little bit of blue. And I put that in here as well.
But if it's still, it's.
If it's still, then you don't have that meandering, you have, it'll be straight down and up.
Just a straight line or something?
Exactly, yeah. But I wanted this to be active. Kind of like the effects of almost waves.
Yeah. If it was still, then it would have to be a perfect image of the trees, right?
Exactly, right. But when
Okay.
it's meandering, it backs the reflections up a bit.
Yeah.
So it wouldn't be
Okay.
that.
Is water ever still?
Oh, yeah, sure.
Yeah,
Yeah, water can be stagnant, yeah. I want to give a little bit more of the foliage in the water. So my green, bit of yellow.
Are you mixing that or double loading it?
Yeah, I'm mixing the yellow. Can you see it?
yeah.
The yellow. I'm putting a tiny bit of a red with it. And I'm adding some white to get that. Looking like water?
Yep.
Good. Of course, you have water that falls off a mountain, waterfalls, that's treated totally different. At some point, I will demonstrate that for you. But that won't be this class. So again, you can repeat some of your actions in the water. So bring it all the way down. Because I'm demonstrating, I don't have the time that you guys have, so I'm working a lot into wet into wet. Normally, certain areas you would allow it to dry.
And is that the way you're supposed to do, wet into wet? Is it better wet into wet, right?
That's
Oh,
a
no.
choice. That's one way of working, but you can wait till surfaces are dry. That way you have better control.
Okay.
Because of limited time demonstrating, I have chosen to do wet into wet. All right, so I'm gonna have a little bit of the purple or magenta and work back here a little bit. Little bit of yellow. Working here a little bit. Okay.
I don't care how much time I have, it will never look as good as your quick one.
Well, thank you for that. And again, really, the Impressionists work something like that. Really, are you on mute? A lot of colors are broken up to get certain effects. All right. That's it.
At least I have the general idea now as to how it's actually done.
Right. Well, that's what I wanted to demonstrate to you.
Yes, yes.
I understand the effects.
The other thing I'm liking is how far, what is that called?